good morning, everyone, and welcome to Urban Update. I'm Byron Barnett. On the program today, our friends from College Bound Dorchester are back, and this morning we'll bring you up to speed with their most recent fundraising initiative and how those funds will be put to pay formerly gang-involved youth to change their lives and pursue college careers. Also this morning, a growing movement of 25,000 educators working to elevate the teaching profession and also to advocate for their students. You'll learn more about the educators' excellence in just a bit. But up first, on Friday, June 1st, advocates for disadvantaged youth, families, and communities will be honored at Embracing the Legacy, the premier annual gala of Robert F. Kennedy Children's Action Corporation. The organization, which is embarking on its 50th year of service, is a national leader in developing and implementing successful models of child welfare, social service, and juvenile justice programs. It was founded in memory of the late senator to carry out his principles of social justice for poor and disadvantaged children. This spring also marks 50 years since RFK's assassination. Now, to tell us more about the important mission of this organization and the upcoming Embracing Legacy Gala, we've got Edward Kelly. He's CEO of Robert F. Kennedy Children's Action Corporation. Welcome to Urban Update, and thanks for coming in today. That's is that the Action Corporation or Action Corps? Action Corps. Action Corps. Okay, get that right. Straighten that out right away. Let's begin a little bit more background on the organization, RFK Children's Action Corps. How do you describe it to people?
I describe it as, first of all, a legacy organization to Robert Kennedy, trying to hold true to the principles that he stood for in his public life, particularly around children and social justice. So we get the term Action Corps out of wanting to be exactly that, laboring every day in that field and therefore honoring his memory.
Okay, and talk a little bit more about, I guess, how it is based on the senator's principles.
Well, if you review any of Robert Kennedy's work, and certainly has some very famous quotes around children and the disadvantage in poverty and race, they were all very important items to him. So it's not difficult, actually, when you understand who Robert Kennedy is, in my opinion, and the things he stood for, to find places within the world of child welfare, within the world of juvenile justice, where you can make improvements in those, directly with those children and in those systems, so that the children can grow up to lead a more fulfilling life.
Okay. Now, I understand that this is just one of two organizations created in his memory nationwide, and the only active memorial here in Massachusetts.
I believe that to be true. In New York City, there is the RFK Center, which is very closely related to the family, and they every year give out their Ripple of Hope Awards that are named after one of Robert Kennedy's most famous quotes, and they stand for human rights all over the world. And then here in Massachusetts, we have a slightly different focus where we're doing direct work with children and recently more advocacy. But as far as we know, those are the two agencies across the country that bear his name.
Give us a scope of how many children a year that you serve, and how many you've done over the past, 5 decades?
Last year we served about 700 children and families. And I would venture that in the course of the agency's lifetime, we've served over 25,000 children and families here in Massachusetts.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, you've been the CEO and executive director for more than 30 years, correct?
That's right. I came to the agency in '81, and I became CEO in '86.
Well, talk to me a little bit how you got your start and how you think the agency has been able to accomplish over those years.
Well, I started my work in a teen center in Cambridge, part-time, and just followed into it. If you'd asked me in college what I was going to be when I graduated, I don't think I would have said a youth worker. I think I would have maybe said, I don't know, an attorney or something like that. But the work attracted me. I actually liked those being around those children that could be challenging. And I was fortunate enough to work in the city of Cambridge for a while, and then in '81 I was actually shocked to become the deputy executive director, and more shocked in '86 when I became the CEO. So a lot has happened since then. Congressman Kennedy likes to joke that I've been there longer than he's been alive.
Okay, now you got the upcoming Embracing the Legacy Gala at the JFK Library on June 1st. What can people expect from that?
Well, it's called the Legacy event because it's our way of rededicating ourselves to the legacy of Robert Kennedy. For years, we were very fortunate that we were able to have people that had worked directly with Robert Kennedy or directly with President Kennedy that would come and reflect on their work and their legacy. And we had people like Art Buchwald, Ted Sorensen, John Siegenthaler, all very famous people.
Some heavy hitters.
Yeah, and John Siegenthaler in particular was one of my favorites. He's just an absolutely fabulous man, and was with the Freedom Riders when Robert Kennedy was the Attorney General. So as time has moved on, it's more difficult to find those people. So we decided that we would have a legacy event where we would honor people that we believed embraced the legacy of Robert Kennedy, and that would allow us to sort of rededicate ourselves, but also shine a spotlight on those people and the work that they're doing.
Some Kennedy family members going to be there?
Yes, we've been fortunate. Mrs. Kennedy, who insists on being called Ethel, has been to the event, and both Congressman Joe Kennedy and his brother Matthew will be at the event this year.
Any success stories over the years that you're proud of?
There are a lot of them because of the hard work of our dedicated staff. One in particular that always comes to mind is we had we had a student in one of our programs that came from he had committed a very serious crime, gang involved, and when he came to us, he was with us about 2 or 3 years. He said to us that he wanted to take the SATs. Well, not a lot of people take an SAT from a secure treatment program in the juvenile justice system, but DYS was wonderful. They worked with us, and so that was able to happen. He went on to go to college after he left us. Then he went to Seton Hall Law School, and then he became the Deputy Commissioner of Children's Mental Health in another state.
Wow. Well, what do you think? Think RFK would be pleased?
Well, I certainly hope so, but I think he would be because I think we're doing two things. I think the direct service is critically important, but recently we have taken on a national view where we're working with jurisdictions all across the country around probation reform and children that are in both the child welfare and the juvenile justice system. In fact, we just finished a body of work in Guam.
Okay, all right. Well, once again, we've got the June 1st Embracing the Legacy Gala at the JFK Library. Ed Kelly for the RFK Children's Action Corps. Thanks for coming in, and good luck with the gala and the fundraiser.
Thank you very much. An absolute pleasure.
Okay, all right. And coming up next, Educators for Excellence and the mission to ensure teachers have a voice in policies that impact their students. All the details right here on Urban Update.